Hi everyone, and welcome to the All Things ITSM Global podcast. We're coming to you from ITSM 15 in London. I'm Kirsty McGowan. I'm here with Simone Moore.
Hi everyone.
James Finister.
Hello.
And it's our pleasure to be chatting with Tony Probert from Marvel Software.
Hi, good afternoon everyone.
Hi, so Tony, Marvel Software, a company I've known for a very, very long time, must be 19 years or so. Not everybody, though, does know about Marvel. So can you give me a little bit of background about the company and its long tradition of supporting service management?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've been with Marvel now. I'm just into my third month, so it's still kind of relatively new. But I've known the guys for 20 years, probably in this industry, and it's one of the frustrations that I've experienced already, where people come up and say, "Marvel Software, I've never heard of you guys." You go, well. We've been in the market for 26 years. We're still fairly new boys, you know.
Yeah.
So you know, I guess it's a company that's kept a relatively low profile. I think that's because it's privately owned, it's privately funded, but has its roots absolutely in ITIL, in IT service management, in ISO sort of 20,000 certification, accreditation. So, you know, really is focused and dedicated to that, to those aspects around the delivery of service management.
Do you think, so the, you know, sales and marketing strategy wise, considering how much we see the flash of some of the other software suppliers around, Marvel has more been word of mouth, and because of that
flowing under the radar a bit.
Yeah,
It kind of has gone under the radar, and that's one of my jobs, you know, is to change that, is to look at the way, and you know, our messaging, our branding, our positioning, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's a major thing for me over the next 6 months to kind of look at that.
But I guess with the history, you've got such a
absolutely.
solid foundation in which to build that.
Yeah, I mean, I was in Sweden last week with our kind of Nordic partner that was having a customer day, and the one thing that is a fantastic, as far as I'm concerned, is the quality of customers that we have.
Yep.
You know, I mean, I'm talking to customers that are. They've been with the Marvel solution for 10 years, 12 years, 15 years. They are, you know, very large entities. And they've also moved, you know, they've moved with Marvel from the client-based solution to the web-based solution, you know, and done that transition.
And that does say a lot, because, I mean, I don't know what the figures I hear, it's sort of like 4 years is usually when people start to look at changing their service management solution. So for people to be with a product for that long is a very good sign.
Yeah, I think because of the size of the company, it's very customer focused, very customer oriented. You know, we're very keen to listen to what our customers need and deliver a solution that is of value to them rather than what we might think is good for them.
Do you think that that's actually been part of the success, where it's, you know, it's not so much about the functionality, the customers have actually developed Marvel, not Marvel in a way, and that relationship?
To a degree, yeah, I think to a degree. Obviously, it was a huge thing to move from being a client-based solution to a 100% web-based product. I mean, that's a complete architecture rewrite, you know, which is still ongoing. But you know, that is because there is the drive to cloud, there is the drive to want to not have clients distributed around us, but trying to sustain the capability of a client-based solution into a web-based solution is actually a real challenge, because you can't necessarily keep all the same kind of functionality.
So if you got, I mean, your customers are so long-term, how are the staff? I mean, if they also got that longevity?
Oh yeah, they're all grey beards, right? No. There's absolutely, you know, within the company, there's people that have been there for, you know, for a long time. I mean, the company has its two founders who absolutely have been there from day one. So yeah, there's a lot of longevity in the company, but I think there is a very strong community feel amongst the customers, you know, that Marvel has, and that's something for me is, you know, a great basis on which to build, to drive forward, to sort of make us. For me, in some ways, it's drawn a line in the sand, you know, leveraging everything that Marvel's achieved and what it's got, and then getting the phoenix to rise, and to really show what this product and, you know, the company is capable of, because I think it will surprise a lot of people.
Well, it's certainly an immense body of knowledge that you've built up.
It's very, it's a very feature-rich, deep product, but it's the focus. You know, if people are looking for a real solid service management, you know, that's what's important to them. I mean, for us, you know, we probably take a different focus in terms of how do we drive what they need to deliver for service management. Well, it's all driven from the service portfolio, which you don't necessarily find. A lot of companies will be, well, we've got incident, we've got problem, we've got change, blah, blah. But this is all driven out of the service portfolio through the service catalogue, you know, into those things, you know, which is then supported by incident problem change.
That'd be music to your ears, James.
It is. I mean, oddly, as I was talking to Don about earlier today, was the shift towards a SIAM model, and particularly I was intrigued to hear about the multi-vendor support for configuration management and asset management. I was just wondering, do you have a strategy to support SIAM more explicitly going forward?
Yeah, for sure. Funnily enough, when I was in Sweden last week, they had a big poster in their conference room, which is one that Marvel put together, I don't know how many years ago. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, actually, without a great deal of work, that actually can be adapted to the SIAM model of today.
Right.
So I think the guys were actually quite forward thinking in the past. And I think that was because they were so involved with the development of ITIL and ISO 20000 and so on and so forth. So we're kind of looking at that, and for me, that's a case of, okay, how do we rework that to fit that into today's SIAM model? And there's certainly, for us, as we're looking forward, it's what's the differentiation, and it's much more about how do we measure and manage service delivery, not just about do incident problem change, you know, the fairly standard.
And again, that's interesting, because one of the conversations I've been having with people is obviously multi-suppliers. You talk about multiple clocks, multiple target levels, business-facing SLAs, internal suppliers. Now it's amazing how many tools still struggle with that basic functionality.
No, for sure.
They do.
I mean, I've been involved in the industry for 20 years now with a variety of vendors, so I've got a pretty good insight into other product capabilities, you know. And so I have to admit, every day I'm working with the Marvel product, I'm seeing what customers are doing with the product. I mean, in Sweden last week, I mean, we're talking customers that are large enterprise class customers, you know, 200 concurrent, 500 concurrent users. And the things they're doing with the product is absolutely fantastic. So I know what I've got is a rich you know, product. We just need to make people know more about it.
Certainly one of the issues that whenever I've gone in to do reviews within IT and things like that is that people are not using the full potential of their tools. This is such a common issue.
Yeah.
But I mean, sometimes it's because they inherited it from the previous person. They don't know what's in the contract. They've probably got functionality that's part of the contract, just not turned on. You know, they haven't fully explored it. So, you know, why do you think that is, that people don't always look to use the tool to its full potential?
I just think it's day-to-day pressures that people face. You know, they are so focused on getting the job done. The pressure that's being put on them to deliver more for less costs with fewer resources, they don't have time to bring their head up.
But yet
and
the tool
actually
is what...
But
part
then
of
that's
that.
but
Chicken
that's,
and the egg
A
stuff.
chicken
but,
egg.
but it is.
Yeah.
But I think that's then also down to the vendors in terms of their account management and the relationships they build with their customers to try and help them utilise. And I think that's obviously one of the successful things, you know, that Marvel's done, to have customers of such longevity. And funny enough, we had a fairly... There was an email that came through our website for someone that said, I'm joining one of your customers soon and I'd like to see more about your product. And I'm thinking, yeah, okay. Is this a competitor trying to find out more? But it was genuine, and it's a guy that is a real, very experienced service delivery manager who's going into an organisation where they currently use our product in a very limited way. He's got experience of other products in the market, you know, some of the real, you know, sort of market leading products that people might say. But he'd never seen Marvel, he'd never, you know, experienced Marvel. So we gave him, I don't know, an hour and 10 minutes, but he was asking very specific, how do you do and this and that? And he's like, wow, you know, this is giving me a fantastic insight. So he can see how he can leverage that a lot more for the organisation
So
that he's
how
going to
much
join.
do you want to bring it out into the open then? I mean, it's been such a successful quiet achiever, and I mean, and then being, you know, coming into the sales and marketing side, and especially with all the collaboration and everything being out on Twitter, etc. I mean, where's the balance for you guys on that?
The balance is about delivering a quality product that meets people's needs and working closely with customers.
Yeah.
We would all like to win more customers. I mean, there was a presentation that I saw from someone last week about the top 5, you know, which was Apple and Google and blah, 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 blah. You know, does Marvel aspire to be a top 5? Well, actually, no. What we want to be is a great software vendor with a great product, with really good relationships with our customers, and we would like to grow our customer base. You know?
I think that's a really refreshing take, isn't it?
Yeah.
On
So, you know, we're not, everyone needs revenue. We can't do anything without revenue,
exactly.
but it isn't the driver.
Yeah.
Our driver is about delivering quality solutions and actually having relationships with our customers. So that's key for us.
Well, it's been a pleasure chatting with you, Tony. Refreshing
Thank you very
to
much.
see to get the Marvel story.
Yeah, and hopefully you'll see more as we go.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Tony.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.